With reactions trailing President Bola.
Tinubu don't come back, he don't come burst everywhere. And I know say the man, he get the way with it, he shake everywhere. Apart from him talk and say whether he win or he no win, he go rule Nigeria. He own Nigeria with two hands and they never ready to take leave Nigerians for waste. Now we don't come talk and say for those of una wey be so na not accept the victory, una not deserve to enjoy waiting the victory. Now so in talking. And I go they give una the video. Una know as I did one for you. I did give una the way we view. Because I did like am one they get am full option. But waiting come follow and go shock catalyze una as it be say comments come they rise, come they talk, come they speak, come they let us they know see the man get the election with the Guru side. He said the man do one like this. I beg me gonna look and Mona listen carefully. Mona learn from this. Because whether Nigeria good or not good, we are in it together.
And fair since 1999, but none has been closely watched and observed either, like the just concluded one. It wasn't business as usual. If it was, everyone would have moved on already, as it used to be. INEC should prove how Tinubu won, so we can move on. It's simple. I'm sure you guys have discussed this at length. The president, while speaking about the affairs of the party, which has produced the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, as his party chairman, said the party has a responsibility to promote unity, stability, and love among members. He also acknowledged that although Nigeria is going through challenges, which he has sufficiently addressed in his broadcast, his administration is ready to re-engineer the country's economy, adding that policies that have been put in place are for the people and not to punish the people.
I brought before you the renewed hope to fulfill your dreams and the dreams of our founding fathers. To be sure that Nigeria remains the focal point of our foreign and domestic policy.
Renewed hope. A lot of people are still waiting for the renewed hope. But I mean, the controversial thing that occurred in that event was the nomination or the declaration or the announcement of Abdullahi Ganduje as its party, as the APC party chairman. Let me take Fisaya Shwombo's tweet, who wrote, "From being filmed hastily stashing $230,000 under his Babariga in 2018, Abdullahi Ganduje has now emerged the national chairman of Nigeria's ruling party. Elsewhere, he would be rotting in jail today. But Nigeria being Nigeria, the reward for corruption is public office." This is a stern tweet, unfortunately, Rufai. Yes. That is the rhetoric on social media. A lot of people have talked about the fact that, you know, Ganduje, I mean, we all have talked about it. I mean, it could have been somebody else.
Yes, concerning the Ganduje, wait for the court. The court has not found him guilty. Yes, there's a video evidence, but the court has not found him guilty. Yes. So it's incumbent on those that are going to charge him. If they're going to charge him, they should charge him. Secondly, as regards what President Tinubu said, yes, he will say his election was clean, was the best ever, and all of that. But there are also other opinions about the election. Most of the Western media in the first week after the election said the elections were flawed. I think the Financial Times reported Nigeria's flawed elections. And we can't deny the fact. The BBC also reported how some of the press was flawed. The BBC did an extensive report even about the Obiakpo results in Rivers. Also, EU reports also said a lot about our elections. So that's another point of view. And I get that tweet. That tweet was Umar Musa Aradwa's reaction to his own election in 2007.
Yes.
And he said he believes the elections that brought him are flawed with irregularities. And he took decisions how we got the Ways panel report. That's a man of dignity. That's a man of strength. And give him his tribute. But President Bola Tinub saying, my elections were clean and clear. The case is still in court.
Yeah, that's why it's in court.
And the court will decide.
Absolutely.
And whatever the court will decide, we'll take on that.
All right.
Supporting some of his policies, saying that, yeah, he wants his policies to, you know, make things better for us. The truth is, the jury is also out on that. Another great example is the announcement he made, which he has finally come out to confirm that he didn't plan. In fact, his aides told him, do not announce subsidy removal yet, but he said it's gone himself. Also, his forex policy that you did not get something to defend the Naira before you decided on a managed float, which is a mixture of a fixed peg and a pure float.
Absolutely.
Which you need something to defend your currency because we are a highly dollarized economy.
Right.
So a lot of people have seen that and have said, you put out some policies, but did we also think it through? Did we also look at the repercussions? Because now it's biting hard on people and all of that.
You're absolutely right.
So there are many sides to the story.
Talking about policies, I mean, we have seen that even Labour is threatening another strike because this policy has been hard on Nigerians. But you know, I mean, we're still waiting for the federal government to come out with their palliatives. In the meantime, in Ogun State, residents trooped out in their numbers in celebration of the state's government's decision to distribute free electric motorbikes to residents in the state in a bid to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal. While in a heartwarming gesture aimed at giving back to society, fast food chain Chicken Republic has initiated a campaign to offer free meals to community on Thursday. A massive crowd gathered at the Bode Thomas Surulere food spot, eager to claim their share.
Chicken Republic! Come outside, let's go. Come outside, come outside, come outside, come outside, come outside, come outside.
Well, while in Lagos State, the executive chairman of Ojodu Local Council Development Area, Honorable Olusegun Odumbaku, in celebration of 2 years in office, organized a food fair with the sale of highly subsidized food items to residents in the area. The food items were sold at the rate of 1,000 naira each.
Everything is 1,000. This is gari. This is plantain. These are eggs. Everything goes for 1,000. Everything is going for 1,000. This one is
Well, I commend the private sector. Chicken Republic did a great job, and we see here the food. And you know, we did praise this local council chair just a week ago for delivering free buses, and we saw yam, rice there that would go up to like 30,000 naira. You know, he gave it out for 1,000 naira. Amazing. And we need to encourage more actions like this. Dr. Avati, really quickly.
Oh, okay. First, let me start with the Ojodu local government.
Yes.
You know, Honorable Odumbaku, celebrating 2 years in office. As you said last week, you brought a story whereby he provided vehicles,
free buses, yes,
tricycles, buses to assist people with transportation. And the message then was that, look, we hope that other local governments will follow that example, because this whole idea of giving palliatives out is not just for one local government, it's your federal government or state government alone. It should be something that should be collective. After all, at the FAC allocation in June, all these, tiers of government got more money than they had ever expected. So congratulations to Honorable Odumbaku on his second year anniversary. And I think that his example should be emulated. And that the people who went to that food fair, collecting items for 1,000 naira, that they will understand the spirit behind it. Not that they will now go and sell it at a higher price
That's a good point.
to other people, because our people, And then the other thing is, for how long can people sustain this? Chicken Republic also did well, by making food available to people. That's act of generosity. But all of these things, all of these measures are not really quite sustainable. What is important is for government to come up with sustainable policies that will address the hardship, what President Tinubu calls childbirth pain. When women go to the maternity ward, they have childbirth pain. Within a month after, they have recovered. In fact, if you see some women, after 3 months, they are already on another journey to the maternity ward. But these are how it should not become a permanent childbirth pain. In Ogun State, we have seen the example of Governor Dapo Abiodun now introducing electric motorcycles.
Yes.
Well, that's eco-friendly, and in the light of this talk about, CNG and all of that, it's a good gesture on the part of the state government. This is the second time he's rolling out these palliatives. Earlier on, he had said he had introduced a number of measures, including paying hazard allowance to medical workers, taking care of gratuities, paying civil servants 10,000 naira for a period of 5 months, making peculiar allowance available and all. And this is the governor there, riding that bike. Thank God some people made it to the top. Some people will have been very good Okada riders because the way he was gripping that motorcycle with style. But the whole idea is about sustainability. And very briefly, to go back to the statement made by President Tinubu at the neck of APC, saying the most credible election ever in the history of Nigeria. Well, he's not in a position to say that. That's political talk. The matter is now before the tribunal.
That's why it's in court.
It's before the court. The court will determine. Or if it was the most credible, why is the Labour Party in court? Why is PDP in court? And the legal rule is nemo judes in causa sua. He has to be reminded of that. Nemo judes in causa sua says no man should be a judge in his own case.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Well, in another development, the president